Leaving a narcissist has been made to feel harder than it should. And honestly, I think a huge reason for this is modern society itself. Because from being young, we are taught this idea of what life should look like. You get the 9 to 5, you get married, you have the kids, you buy the house, you go on holidays, and you build this picture, the perfect life. And somewhere along the way, people start believing that if they lose any of those things, they failed. That divorce means failure. That downsizing means failure. That struggling financially means failure. That being single means loneliness. And narcissists thrive in that environment because one of the oldest tricks in the book is making somebody feel financially trapped. Think about it like this. If somebody tried controlling you through something simple and immediate, like food, eventually your brain would realize, I can survive this. Somebody would help me. You could go to your friend's house, family would help you. You would figure it out. But financial abuse works differently because instead of making you fear one difficult moment, it makes you fear your entire future. It makes you feel like if I leave this person, I will never survive financially again. And that creates something much deeper than fear. It creates dread because now you're not just scared of today, you're scared of tomorrow, next month, next year. You start imagining yourself unable to cope, unable to survive, unable to rebuild. But most of the time, that fear is far bigger than the reality. And I think deep down, a lot of people already know that. Because if you're living with a narcissist right now and you were unhappy, setting aside the fancy that one day they suddenly become the loving, empathetic person you always wanted them to be, if you could click your fingers right now and be in a peaceful home, your kids are happy, you felt calm, you feel you could actually relax, you could wake up without anxiety in your chest, you would probably take that life instantly. So usually the thing keeping people trapped is not happiness. It's the fear of downgrading their lifestyle. And I always think about it a bit like owning a brand new Range Rover with no wheels. It looks impressive. Everyone thinks it's amazing. Society tells you that you should keep it. But if it's not actually taking you anywhere good in life, what's the point? Meanwhile, somebody else may have an older, smaller car, but it's peaceful, it's reliable, it's safe, and most of all, it gives them freedom. Now, obviously, there are genuinely difficult situations. If somebody is isolated in another country, has no support system, no family, no work permit, that is an incredibly hard place to be. But for many people watching this, what is actually making you unhappy? Your self-esteem is probably destroyed. Your nervous system is constantly on edge. You probably walk on eggshells around them. You probably feel isolated from friends and family. You probably spend years almost leaving, then getting pulled back in again. And suddenly you wake up 2 years later in exactly the same situation. But let's think about what you actually want from life. You probably want peace. You probably want to spend more time with family and friends. You probably want to go for a coffee with someone without feeling guilty. You probably want hobbies again. You probably want freedom. You probably want a calm home where you can actually breathe. And sometimes, honestly, you probably just want solitude. And I don't mean loneliness, because solitude and loneliness are completely different things. Loneliness feels empty. Solitude can feel peaceful, safe, calm. No chaos, no demands, no walking on eggshells. And I'm pretty sure for a lot of people watching this, the thought of sitting peacefully in your own safe environment actually sounds quite nice. So, going back to the point of this video, leaving a narcissist has been made to feel harder than it should because society has convinced people that appearances matter more than happiness, that staying miserable is somehow more respectable than rebuilding your life. But at what point did we normalize people living deeply unhappy lives just to maintain an image? Because the reality is, if you left in pursuit of peace and happiness, you would probably reconnect with people. You would probably laugh more. You will probably rediscover parts of yourself you lost years ago. Now, maybe it means rebuilding financially for a while. Maybe it means a smaller house. Maybe it means temporary struggle. But at least your life would actually belong to you again. And another thing, people forget is this. Human beings naturally think about the worst case scenarios. It is a survival instinct. Your brain is literally designed to keep you safe by choosing what feels familiar. And sadly, for many people, misery becomes familiar because staying where you are guarantees survival, even if it also guarantees unhappiness. But worst case scenarios do not always happen. What if leaving actually leads you to peace? What if you rebuilt your confidence? What if you met somebody who loved you in the way you always wished your narcissistic partner would? What if the life waiting for you on the other side is actually the life you deserve? Why couldn't that happen to you? And lastly, the kids. People always worry about the kids, but children are deeply affected by your emotional state. Kids adapt incredibly well when they feel emotionally safe. If you're happier, more peaceful, more emotionally present, then that's what matters. So if you are truly unhappy, make a plan. Talk to friends, talk to family, get support, think long term, because we get one shot at life. And if you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments what part resonates with you the most. Until next time, peace.